どうも、カトラトスです。ザ・アウターワールド3回目やっていきます。前回、電力供給先を、スペーサーズチョイスはちょっと嫌なので、アデレートたちがいる脱走者組の方に、植物実験場ですね、の方に電力を供給して、で、エッジウォーターが今どうなっているのか帰って確認するところですね。というわけでやっていきます。直接かエッジウォーターに帰ろうか。一回脱走者たちと話をしに寄ってもええかもしれないけど、どうしようかな。どういう反応するか、ちょっと気になるかな。あ、ファストトラベルできるの忘れた。エッジウォーター帰る前にちょっと話してみましょうか。
Do you hear that? That low, pleasant hum of electricity? It whispers across the veil like the winds of change. You've done well. I would have paid my last 5 bits to see the look on Reed's face when the last lamp in town burnt out and the
いい
cannery
人
fell to
か
silence.
な。あんまりいいやつじゃないからな。リードによほど恨みがあるんだ
My
な。
son worked in that cannery. When the plague started coming, he was one of the first to fall sick. We had a store of medicine locked away, but Reed refused to treat him. Said my boy didn't deserve treatment. Said the medicine would have been wasted on him. So I buried my boy in the cemetery, gathered my belongings, and left. That's as much of the story as you need to hear.
街を嫌うのは勝手だ。でも死んだ息子は戻らないぞ。
Blunt as a hammer. But you're right. Nothing can undo the past. Time's come to look toward the future. We'll grow, I expect. A lot of workers out there with nowhere else to go.
どうしようかな。食いぶちもそれだけ増えるな。
Not as many as you'd think. We're not about to let the whole town join our flock. Just the ones willing to renounce their corporate loyalties and live the way nature intended. I am curious. Why did you help us? You don't know who we are. You don't owe us a thing. The plant's crawling with mechanicals, so it stands to reason you risked your life.
結局ファンゲで発電所には行かなあかんかったし。あんたのキャンプとリードの缶詰工場を比べてこっちの方がいい生き方だと思ったからだ。
You're not quite like anyone else I've met. You haven't had your consciousness programmed by the board. You're welcome among us if you're ever so inclined.
感謝してるならここら辺のアイテム盗むマーク消してほしいけどな。 アップルジュース。スペード、武器の部分。これだけはもっと。くっしゃ。もう。気配もなくおるからな。戻ってきてるかな。こんな時間？
Home is where the heart is. Marauders took that saying a little too literally.
チキピッコ欲しいな。大丈夫か。これだけ。ついでにこれも。セントリーさ、いらんか。インパクトハンマー。トスボールいらんかな。フェード。ターンバート。ロパールバティの服か。セルススキルマイナス5。回避が上がる。あーっと。トーマス。
Any luck finding one of those manuals? No kidding. Really? Well, which one?
最後のパート3。これは苦労したぞ。誰かが古い地熱発電所の中に隠したみたいだ。
The geothermal plant? Now that is just incredible. You really went exploring down there? Adelaide always told us it was swarming with hostile mechanicals. That's a complete set. All 3 parts. I'm gonna be the greatest engineer Halcyon's ever seen. Aside from you, Ms. Parvati, I swear, I'll do you proud.
I'm glad we could help, Thomas.
I've been saving something for you. Just a little contraption I found. Should fit right into your outfit.
近接攻撃を行う敵を気絶させ。ああ、近寄ってきた敵にダメージが入る系か。朝まで寝たいな。どっか。空いてるベッドないかな。 アデレートとかどこで寝てるんだ。あった。間違えた。1時間制。朝になったかな。あれなってない。前か。ああ。いきなり街の中に入るのはちょっと怖いな。攻撃されそう。どこだ。こんなところか。敵おるぜ。
I'm ready for this.
よしよし。普通に敵復活してたな。んいきなり戦闘入るんかな。あ、ただの水か。リード・トンプソン。リード・トンプソンか。
You want to know what gets my bile churning? Edgewater has suffered a cavalcade of disasters, plague, marauders, desertion. Then you wandered in town. And I was so damn sure our luck was starting to turn. I never knew how right I was. Just answer one question for me. Why'd you do it?
別に恨みがあるわけじゃない。あんたの電力調整器が必要だっただけだ。
That power regulator is company property. Whatever you were hoping to find down here, I advise you to turn around and leave. I have got guards posted with orders to fire on you.
威圧が30もあった。なるほど。残念に思うよ、リード。
Apologies won't give us our lives back. But for what it's worth, I am sorry too.
譲渡はどうなると思う？
Edgewater's dead. Our cannery's dead. Adelaide's deserters are never coming back. Spacer's Choice will shut us down before long. Some of us will die of illness by then. Some will move on. Some will starve. And as for me, I will tender my resignation, whereupon I shall be processed and then duly imprisoned for gross incompetence.
不祥事で刑務所行きはしんどいな。もう行くよ。バイバイリードくん。
Hey, I saw that.
ん？
What can I do for you?
あ、なんでもない。あれはなんだ？説得にするからもう行くところ。
Do what you want.
やりたいようにやってるよ。セーブして。いるな、敵。あ、やべ。あれパールバーティー言っちゃった。終わりか？なんてことだ。あ、足が。アイテムかな。前か、先取るか。暗い。近接武器しか持ってなかったのか。いや、撃ってきてたよな。ライトピストル。お、こんなところに。防具の 68%。修理。必要な13個。絶望してるな。サブクエストはできたのか。あ、ロボットにしようがまだ残ってんのか。どこが近いかな。多分こっちの方が。発着場はこっちの方が近かったはず。うん、やっぱり。
Town's been dark a while now. Could be a mechanical trying to sabotage us.
ノニモジュールとか言っていたな。地熱発電所で見つけたぞ。
Bang up work, soldier. You're a credit to your uniform. Oh, that reminds me. Gotta look into getting us a uniform. So this is it then. the key to humanity's victory over the mechanical hordes. I would reward you with the gratitude of the resistance, but I'm guessing you want something tactile. So here's a couple of bits for your trouble.
スペシ
And
ャ
a
ル
little something to
チ
remember
ョイス
me
の
by.
評価が上がるんこれ。食スティックくれた。レベル7。会話上げようかな。限定アイテムアンロックも欲しいけど、仲間の防御率 20% アップ。けど攻撃力も上げときたいんだよな。そうかな。で、ハッキングの方に。近くまで行けるかな。あ、行ける。
Is this your
びっ
ship?
くりした。
Oh my stars, she is just so handsome. Does she have a name yet? What's her drive model? Oh, gosh. Listen to me babbling. When I was in Edgewater, I dreamed of flying on a real ship, working on a real engine, belonging to a proper crew. Edgewater won't last another season without power, but that don't change the fact that I'm indentured to Spacer's Choice. Company expects me back in my post.
うん。あの脱走者たちはエッジウォーターを残し去ったんだ。君が同じことをしても不思議じゃないと思うが。
I have imagined it, but until you came along, I never thought I had the choice. I want to ask you something, and you can say no. But can I come with you? I could tend to your engine. I know my G-valves from my catalyzers, and I can keep your ship singing. And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back, I can do that too. What do you think?
不審者。一緒に来てほしい。好きな部屋選んでくれ。そこが君の部屋だ。
Yes! I mean, thanks. You won't regret this, mister. Captain. I can call you Captain now. I got a captain.
入るか。神父は来てるかな。いる。
Well, I certainly am looking forward to flying on a ship named the Unreliable. I'll just head upstairs and claim a room.
あー。あれ？何ボタンだ？ロッカーに物を入れたいんだ。あれ？ ダメだ、わからない。どっか調べれたと思うんやけど。あれ？ん？わからない。思い出せない。
Captain, I have detected that the town of Edgewater is now without power. I appreciate you doing your part to hasten their demise.
感謝してる。
What can I do for you,
皮
Captain?
肉かな。電力調整器
Do
な
you
らある。
know how to install a power regulator?
あ、やること分かってる。
Outstanding, Captain. Your aptitude for engineering will prove invaluable in the event of another catastrophic engine failure. Our engine room is located behind you, across the cargo bay,
結
up the
局教えてる。
ladders.
あ、ついてきてるんか。おお、動き出した。
What can I do for you, Captain?
電力調整器を設置
All
した。
systems are operating within acceptable parameters. I am prepared to bring the unreliable into low altitude orbit. This should prove an adequate test of our flight capabilities.
もうやることないかな。行こう。あ、サムネイルの宇宙船ってこれか。フィニアスの方じゃないんか。
We have received a communication request from Dr. Phineas Wells.
急ごうっていうんがある。よし、彼からの連絡を待っていたよ。
Ah, there you are, hale and hearty, and captain of your own ship. I see you're putting the unreliable to good use. Shame about her former captain. Horrible way to die. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there. Experiencing any unnatural drippage? Perfectly normal side effect of thawing, I assure you.
最近頭がクラクラする。それに時間の流れをゆっくりにできるんだ。
Oh, that, yes,
できるっ
that's
ていうのがすごい
probably
けどな。
permanent. I wouldn't worry about it, though. I'm sure you're fine. What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony. Food shortages, lack of supplies, and basic necessities. We're dying. The chairman, the minister, and all their lackeys on the board are to blame. The Hope has some of the brightest minds Earth ever sent us. If we can revive the Hope's colonists, they can help us undo the board's mistakes. They can help us set things right. You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help me, help us, find the chemicals to revive your fellow colonists. Gladys Culkelly, lovely woman, runs a cozy little black marketing outfit on
Gladys
the
Culkelly.
Groundbreaker. She can get you a nav key to land on Stellar Bay.
まあ、とりあえず従っとうか。わかった。グラディスと話してくれ。
Excellent. I'll send her a wireless. Let her know you're coming. By the way, I gave Captain Hawthorne a disguise apparatus of my own design, cutting-edge technology, years ahead of its
変
time.
装機。
I call it the holographic shroud. I'm sure it will prove remarkably useful to you. You'll find it in the captain's quarters.
ホログラフィックマントについて説明してくれるか。
Marvelous device. I'm quite proud of myself. The shroud changes the user's appearance to mimic that of another. It has limits, first-generation technology, you see, but promising. Exciting to see it in use at last. Very simply, the holographic shroud uses biometric information contained on standard identity cartridges to generate a holographic projection around you.
これには限界があると言っていたな。
Only stands up to a casual scrutiny. Use it too long, bound to flicker, blur, something like that. Movement makes it more likely. Best used in moderation. When you see guards in your path you can't sneak past, for example. Maintain your distance. Act normal. No running, no jumping. Don't draw their attention. If they pay attention, they're more likely to notice flaws in the hologram.
どうしてこんなものを制服か何かを盗んでくれば済みそうなの。
A change of clothes. What is this? Some old spy serial? What inattentive and brainless guard would be fooled by such a shabby disguise? The holographic shroud masks not only
全時
your
代的って
clothes,
こと
but your face and fingerprints. It modulates your voice and sweetens your breath.
息もいい匂いに変える。これは嘘だろ。ホログラムが息をいい匂いに変えるだなんてどんな仕組みなんだ。
Science, that's how.
ほんまかよ。まあ、大いに活用させてもらうよ。ありがとう。
Excellent. I'll contact you once you've found a way to get to Stellar Bay. If you have any questions, come see me in my lab. And remember, don't trust the board. They'll try to win you over with promises of wealth and power, but it's a lie. The board's only interested in filling their own pockets. If we don't put a stop to them, they're going to run this colony to the ground.
Transmission ended. If you are ready to depart, please select a destination on your navigation terminal.
わかった。テラエリアを中心。グラウンドブレイク。フィニアスの研究所。パンってなんだ。クエストない。ちこちの道。スペーサーズチョイス渡航自粛勧告。アンロックした場所であればどこでも船を飛ばしていきますが、室外の着陸ベイでは着陸許可をもらうために特別なコードやキーを要求してきます。
Breaker has approved our request for docking, Captain. You're free to disembark.
上陸 OK か。
Let's talk when you're free. Hey, Captain. I heard that Groundbreaker's got a real good engineer. A lady named Junlei Tennyson?
ジュンレイ、テニソン。彼女はどうした？
Maybe I ought to meet her. If you got time to swing us by, I mean. I don't got much experience fixing actual spaceships. I bet you a can of Borston beans, she could teach me all manner of stuff.
うんうんうん。お前うまくこの船の修理をできるって言ってなかったっけ？どうしようかな。もちろん、じゃあこれからエンジニアリングの集中講義。
Thanks, Captain. I'll be sure to make it worth your time. Did you want to talk about something else?
特になし。あ、出た。映すって出たぞ。さっきは自分の船じゃなかったっけ？誰だったのかな。売店？ああ、レアなんだよ。風景だよな。カーボイハット。どうしようかな。かぶりとかは入れとくか。これずつあったら改造するときいけるかな。いや、どうしようか。2倍スコープ。入れとくか。そっか、分け取ったらええか。あ、間違えた。あ、すべて取るんなのか。ライトマシンか。どれ装備しようかな。ショックキャン。オートマグピストルちょっと。あ、間違えた。なんか。オートマグピストルを改造しようか。ショックに、プラズマに。 ショックかな。武器のセール。2倍スコープ。グレネードランチャー強いな。え、耐久性。やば、お金なくなる。ジャンク、解体するか。自分の部屋とかまだ全然行ってないね。あ、マント。いや、マントいるじゃん。中も変装できるっていうすごいな。経験値めっちゃ入るな。移すって出とうけど、ゴミ箱っていうのがいいや。お、セントリーサーブ。放送のメッセージ。未読メッセージ。You Bedford。奇妙な鋼の宇宙旅行。ログ。シュリンクレイ。うん。武器か。うーん。 アイテム同期あるけど。あれ神父の部屋は、あ、こうか。
As always, I am at your disposal. Anything you'd like to discuss?
一緒にこう、航行する人たちについてちょっと知りたいんだ。あんたの話を聞かせてくれ。
Nothing too out of the ordinary. Just your run-of-the-mill vicar with a violently enthusiastic...
暴力的までの劇場。暴力的なまでの劇場
That's what my parents called it. I grew up in a pit of a town much like Edgewater. I was destined to be a laborer like my parents, but I was infected early with a need to solve the equation. My passion didn't sit well with them.
どうしてそんな強く惹かれたんだ
My parents, ironically. They internalized the precepts of scientism like no one I've ever known. They had a pure faith, a faith that brought joy to them regardless of the situation. I envied that. I wanted that peace. I thought if I became a vicar, I could find it. Or at the very least, find out why I lacked it.
だがあんたが牧師になった時は少なくとも二人とも喜んだだろ
They thought I was fighting the plan, should have accepted my lot. Some people pursue the clergy for power, prestige, but that was not me.
さっきからずっと言ってる計画というのは何だ
The simple version is this. The force which we call the Grand Architect created the universal equation that underlies and defines everything in the universe. Everything flows from the equation, or in layman's terms, the grand plan. Is the Grand Architect a consciousness? A natural force? Did it create the equation on purpose? The answers to these questions don't really matter. The equation, the plan, is all that matters. Contentment is found by accepting one's role in the plan.
あんたが計画に従わざるを得ないとしたら、あんたの全ての行動は計画の自由ということになるよな。
The plan is not one rigid path. There are a variety of multitudes contained within it. Our paths have variance, but we'll end up adhering to it, whether we like it or not. Some choices make the path smoother, some rougher. You can even go outside the lines, but the further outside you go, it's like an unbreakable elastic band. It will only stretch so far before it snaps back. The further it is stretched, the more violent the eventual correction.
俺のことを何も知らないまま乗船を希望するとは、ほど信頼してもらっているようだ。
I have run headlong into too many walls in my pursuit of the truth. This book is my last hope, and you were my only hope of getting it translated.
もしその本にあんたが探していることがなかったらどうするつもりなんだ
I honestly don't know what I'd do. This quest has consumed me for the better part of my life. I fear there's nothing else left to me. What about you? What's your story?
俺はホープに乗った入植者だった。ウェルズという名の科学者に助け出されたんだ。
And how did he do that?
彼はコロニーの端にあったホープから俺を引っ張り出して街道したんだ。
Well, you do seem different than every other colonist. Let's pretend for the moment I believe you. What are you going to do now?
あいつを突き出すつもりだっていうのがある。彼が残りの入植者を救うためにもっとたくさんの薬を手に入れるのを助けるつもりだ。
That seems a dangerous proposition. Why risk your life now that it's been returned to you?
友達も。で終わってるこれ。ホープ、家族も乗っていたんだ。
Oh, I see. You have my condolences.
わからんけど。あのフランス語で書かれていた本についてもう一度聞かせてくれ。
Bocconu, the author, had some interesting theories about man's perception of reality that I thought could be applied to our attempts to decipher the plan. Unfortunately, he was also one of the founders of the philosophist school of thought, so the book is banned in this colony.
このコロニーのどこに行けばフランス語を話す人を見つけられるか、大当たりはないのか。
I've been thinking on that. There's a former infamous philosopher scholar who fled Terra 2 some years ago. He's an expert on Bocconu. He's also who told me of the journal's presence in Emerald Vale. If anyone in this colony could translate that book, it would be him.
彼。ちょっとした影だな。何か確信でもあるの
Oh,
か。
I'm anything but certain. But it's all I've got at the moment. We should start on the Groundbreaker. It's where I'd go if I wanted to get off Terra 2. Great place to pick up a ride to Hephaestus, Scylla, even Monarch. All I need is access to a data cartridge from the security terminal. Their easily hackable system keeps a registry of all crew manifests for both arrivals and departures.
どうやってただの牧師が凄腕のハッカーになれたんだ。
Before I transferred to Edgewater, I had a wealth of time to develop certain secular skills during my years serving a particular penitentiary flock. I meditated, led sermons, provided guidance to the inmates as needed, of course. I also played prison yard tossball and taught myself a bit about computronic security systems.
メアンダー行こう。
Thank you, Captain. I find myself marveling at the complex simplicity of the Fibonacci spiral. I'm sure you know what that's like. Something vexing you, Captain?
うん。なんだこれ。ああ、小瓶か。そういや、食べ物とかもいっぱいになってくるんだったっけ。そうか。アドレノも重量があるんだよな。すでにちょっといっぱい気味。ああ、間違えた。こういう1個だけとかいうのは入れていこうか。ラガー。9個で 0.3 ってこと？重量重たいやつも入れようかな。0.30。9.30。バナナ重いな。バナナじゃない、7か。2個で 0.3。 軽いやつはめちゃくちゃ軽いな。どうしようかな。一回フィニアスのところで。武器を取るか、先を急ぐか。先急ぐか。んあ、二人連れて行けるか。
Just checking your ship's manifest. Standard procedure. Welcome to Groundbreaker, by the by.
グラウンドブレイカー。
Smells like grease and unwashed body.
That's not the point. This halfwit just knocked out one of my workers.
Yeah, with a tossball stick. I heard you the first time.
なる
There
ほど。
weren't any witnesses.
No witnesses. He's not even denying it.
Jackass had it coming.
Shut it, Felix. You're not making this any better.
You get chilled with me again, you little back bay brat, I will toss you out an airlock.
This is the Groundbreaker, not Byzantium. You ain't the law here. I am. Now move along.
I don't have time for this. Need a drink.
Going for a stroll around the docking base?
さっき口論に巻き込まれているのを見たぞ。
Sure was. Got a knack for upsetting the board and the Mardettes all at once. Between you and me, I was hoping they'd come to fisticuffs.
誰かをドスボールスティックで殴り倒したと聞いた。
The guy insulted my Rizzo's Rangers, alright? You can't just
Rizzo
insult my
Rangers.
Rangers and expect to get away with it. So, of course, I decked him with a tossball stick. I mean, what am I? Some kind of fair-weather fan?
一体何をしたん
Guy
だ
never liked me, always trying to get a rise out of me. But I keep my chin up, right? Be the bigger man, I tell myself. He's a Spacer's chosen man, though. So when the chosen beat my Rangers the other night, my foreman comes swaggering up with his head full of boasting.
なんてこった。
Look, this was a long time coming. Guy thinks he can push me around because he's some sky-high foreman, and I'm just a back bay's dock worker. Well, former dock worker. Guess I just tendered my resignation.
刑罰を受けなかったよ。運がいい
You
な
know。something? I am lucky. I ought to raise a glass of 0G to my fortune, if I had the bits. Hey, not for nothing. But I saw you wander out of that ship over there by the dock. Wouldn't happen to be yours, would it?
そうだ、俺はアンリライアブルの船長だ。
Captain of the Unreliable. You're like something out of a serial drama. Hey, I don't want to talk your ears off, guessing you got places to be. I appreciate your time.
名前を聞いてなかったな。
Felix Millstone. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
フィリックスまた会おう。
See you around, boss.
ボス。
customs and inspection, right this way.
とりあえず自販機見せて。何言ってるかな？クリティカルダメージを増加。防御率が増加。精度。運搬量か。買っとこうかな。なんだこれ。ショットガン。
Identification, please.
ああ、どうしようかな。放送の身分証を見せる。放送の身分。なんか巻き込まれそうで嫌なんやけど。ここは初めてなんだ。
You've got a ship, but you've never visited Groundbreaker. You must have just dusted off from one of those dirt-side outposts.
Sure did. And now we're in space.
ね、興奮してる。
Well, welcome to Groundbreaker. I'm sorry to tell you this, but I'm about to ruin your day. According to your ship's record, you've been flagged by the board. Your ship will be impounded until such a time as they see fit to lift it.
Well, isn't this wonderful? The captain's done something to get on the board's bad side.
Now, hold on. This isn't the end of the world. Probably.
どうすれば解決でき
We
るん
want
だ
to take it up with Udom Bedford, our board representative here on Groundbreaker.
言うと
His office is located along the starboard wall of the promenade. Shines like a Byzantium commode. You can't miss it.
フード見て放送音と話しよったやつじゃねえの。なぜ船が没収されるのか検討はするか。
Access to that information is above my pay grade, and I've turned down 3 promotions, so it stays that way. I shouldn't be mentioning it, but what the hell? This here, impounding your ship, it doesn't happen much. The board knows we don't take kindly to their interfering in our operations. If I had to take a guess as to why, you must have riled up someone important.
いいだろう。彼と話をじゃこ
You
の
take
して
the
よ。
starch out of him, well, you won't hear any complaints from me. Oh, and if you're headed that way, would you mind doing me a favor?
もちろんだ。
Wanda Dorset over in sickbay, tell her the shipment's not in yet. It's not coming in anytime soon, and if she'd be so obliged to get off my ass about it.
彼女の荷物って
A handful of sand cleaning units retrofitted for surgery. I don't know much else. I stopped listening when she started yelling.
了解だ。
Much appreciated. Is there anything else I can help you with?
この辺で仕事の口はあるか。
Maybe. Most of the shipping traffic in the system passes through Groundbreaker. Every couple of months, we even get a big interstellar freighter. 2 biggest operations are the board. That is, Halcyon Holdings and Sublight Salvage. But there are independent operators around the promenade deck. Most of those jobs are going to take you off station, though.
Sublight Salvageについて教えてくれない
They
か。
strip the parts from derelict ships and abandoned outposts. There's some that say they make the derelicts and encourage folks to abandon their steads. Sublight gives me the creeps. I've known folks who went to work for them and just vanished. They're on the promenade run by a woman named Lilia Hagen. I'm only telling you so you know to avoid them.
できればもっと地域密着型の仕事がいいな。
Commandant Sanita might have a couple of folks she needs killed. Bad folks, I mean. Not regular folks. She'll be at the security desk behind me. Chief Jun Lei might have an errand needs running. She's all tied up trying to fix our heat problem. You'll find her in engineering.
No kidding? I'd love to get a look at this old girl's innards. I bet they're real twisty and weird. In a good way.
わかった、ありがと
Happy to
う。
help. That's my job, after all.
You're real good at it, too.
Well, thank you, miss. It's nice to be recognized. Yep.
Can we move this along? I have a certain matter I'd like to attend to, Captain.
え、聞きたいけど。ハルシオンホールデムがどういう
Are
仕
you
組みになって
pulling my
る？
leg?
ここは初めてのものでね。
You must be one of them long-haul freighters from outside the colony. Well, I won't hold it against you. It goes like this. Back on Earth, before the crossing, the powers that be were selling off stakes in distant star systems they thought had potential. A bunch of companies decided to throw in together and form the Halcyon Holdings Corporation, then buy up the rights to this here colony. That group's what we now call the Board.
ここにグラウンドブレイカーはどう絡んでくるんだ？
Groundbreaker was one of the original colony vessels to come over on the crossing, a few years before her sister ship, the Hope. Once everybody been de-thawed and dropped dirt side, the original crew of the Groundbreaker decided they rather liked the spacefaring life. I guess that was the start of our independent spirit. Now, here we are.
政権のほとんどは評議会が経営しているんだろう。
Yep. Groundbreaker's the only real independent port. Aside from us, there's just tramp freighters and wildcat miners. Seems like every year the board's offices get bigger and their ships take up more of the landing bays. Haven't seen nearly as many tramp crews this year.
実際に多くの企業のトップが集まる有力室みたいなのがあるのか？
Sitting around drinking whiskey and smoking cigars, yeah, probably. Can't say for sure, of course. Doubt I'll ever see the inside of it myself. Glad to help.
なるほど。この政権に独立系事業者がそんなにいると思わなかった。
Relative to the board holdings? Not really. But there's a few with the means to go where they will. They aren't rich, but they aren't likely to look too close at your work history either.
仕事について知りたいことはそのくらい
All
だ。
right.
ユードン・ベッドフォードについて教えてくれるか？
He's friendly enough unless you speak ill of the board. Get the sense he doesn't care for Groundbreaker much. Not that he would, being a board man and all. He's our liaison.
グラウンドブレーカーと評議会の間はピリピリしてるんだ。
They can't abide an independent township, especially not one they gotta depend on. We're the first and last stop out of this colony. All their interstellar freighters come through us, and we skim a few bits off the top in manifest processing fees with every one. Folks around here will bluster that the board hates our freedom, but really, they know we can stop their out-system shipments anytime we like, and that terrifies them.
どうしてグラウンドブレーカーと評議会は協力で
This
きないんだ？
really must be your first time here. There's no working with the board. They don't share, not bits, people, or resources. You work for them, or you don't work at all. Groundbreaker cooperating now would be tantamount to joining their ranks, and we sure as shit ain't about to do that.
なのにステーションは追い込まれた状態で評議会に直させればいいじゃ
You
ない
mean
か。
the heat? Sure, we could make them fix it. But what would they do in retaliation? They got assault cruisers, gunships, and a handful of mining operations at their fingertips. We push them too hard, maybe they decide we'd be better in 10 trillion little pieces. Or they cobble together a new Groundbreaker and put us out of business.
The board wouldn't do that. Would they?
The board is necessary to provide order to the colony. They believe it's their prerogative to overrun you. But whether you allow that is up to you.
It's a tough line to walk, no doubt about that. But we make do all right. So far, anyway.
情報ありがと グラディスという人を探してるんだが、
Fence. You'll find her in the rest and go, on your left when you enter the promenade. Make sure
Rest
you bring an
and
empty
go.
belly.
一杯飲みたいのがどっかおすすめあるか。
Most places are on the promenade deck. Big door yonder, straight through security. There's a bar on the starboard side. I got a preference for the Lost Hope myself. Talk to Vera. She'll set you right. You need anything else? You let me know. Don't want anyone saying Groundbreaker's not the most hospitable port in the colony.
また会おう。
Be seeing you.
マルテット。
Carry on.
何のクエスト？
This is it. Security. I can check the departures registry to find out which crew
Ah.
I mean, the scholar shipped in and out with.
牧師のあ、サムのこと聞く忘れてる。
Here we go again. No one lives on Monarch. It's a wasteland. You are hearing things.
No, seriously. There was a lot of static at first, but then this voice said his name was
Graham, right. Broadcasting a dead world full of monsters. Now I've heard everything.
You know, it takes more muscles to frown than to smile.
Who told you that? Graham?
Asshole.
あれ、これは盗む系になってない。
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story. The board would like to
Tiki?
remind spacers and other travelers that passage to Monarch.
Hi there. Haven't seen you around before. What can Groundbreaker Security do for you today? This is the security desk, sir. If you're here to report a crime, you'll want to talk to Commandant Sanita. I'm not authorized to take incident reports anymore.
ここではその見学ツアーみたいなのを実施しているか。
We can't just let anyone walk in here. I wouldn't be, well, that's not, we just don't. Maybe if you clear an open bounty and get in good with Commandant Sanita, or help Chief Tennyson fix this heat, that might warrant a thank you tour or something. All right.
Unless you're here to file an incident report or to inquire about the bounty posting, I must kindly ask you to clear out. The Mardet's offices aren't for leisure time nor loitering.
どんな検証金事案があるんだ?
Got a hot one for you. Captain Gunnar McRed. Just 26 hours old. The posting, that is, not the criminal. Allegations include several counts of flying under the influence, carrying open alcoholic containers, failure to pay docking fees, resisting arrest, and assaulting not one but two officers.
隊員2名の暴行？そういう人は手配されてるの分かる気がするよ。
Dreadful, ain't it? Such blatant disregard for order. It's a real problem in the youth these days. It's true enough that he ain't particularly deadly, but the interest on each fine being compounded as they are means he'll be paying with his life insurance. Only way to cover it. Last tip we got pointed toward the back bays. You want the reward? Do the legwork.
バックベイ。仕事を受けよう。
You and about 6 other enterprising mavericks. It's only a matter of time before someone brings me McRed's head, or his lucky lighter, as proof of kill. I do hope you're the lucky hunter, though. Good luck and skip speed to you.
あれ、移動してる。
Try not to be distracted by the glare of the adverts. Lots of unsavory types about.
ワインで乾杯。サイドクエスト。グラウンドブレイカーにある化学兵器。ユードムと話すと。とりあえず。あ、マルトって役職か。人の名前じゃないんか。
Ooh, can we rent an upstairs room?
お。14、24、14。色が。お、盗みなな。広い方だ。さすがにか。
I had a question about your plan, Mr. Vicar.
Of course. The cosmos is generated and directed by the universal equation, also known
不法居住者の日記。
as the grand plan. By contemplating the teleological order of things, one can achieve verity.
Oh, right. You had a question?
Never mind. That about answers it.
あ、ここは立ち入り禁止区域へ。足りてないな。トイレか。
Bless my heart. A stranger come knocking on a poor old woman's door. You here for a particular reason? Or did the neighbors tell you how good my sugar cookies are? Made without a single natural ingredient or an oven. Just like store-bought.
I
found a handsome ceramic mandapillar at a salvage auction last week.
限定ストックとか言っちゃうやん。 強ない。ああ、なるほど。無理だな。買えねえ。めっちゃ強い。660。弱によって。あ、つまいてくる忘れてるのか。
Great law, is it hot in here? Or is it just my glands acting up again?
フィニアスに紹介してもらったステラーベイのナビキーをあんたが売ってくれると言っていた。
Those have been the height of illegality since Stellar Bay turned their noses up at the board. You and I could be thrown to the void just for discussing such a transaction. Lucky for us, Groundbreaker's a free port. We're outside of the board's control. For the time being, at least. Now, I only have the one nav key. And they're hard to come by these days. It won't be cheap. If you find yourself lacking in the bits, I might have an opportunity you'd be interested in.
Hmm? フィニアスの紹介なんだが割引はないのか。
Phineas, that old kook. He was quite the dancer back in his prime,
Dancer?
did he tell you? Real light on his feet. Real light in the wallet, too. He still owes me a small fortune. Laws. Maybe I should charge you double.
その機会について教えてくれ。
Well, I find I'm in need of a ship captain with a little moral flexibility. Might be this could help out the Groundbreaker, as well as earn some bits. But if you've got qualms...
詳しく聞かせてく
Do
れ。
you know Edna, over in engineering? Sweet as a pea, that one. On occasion, she'll pass along transmissions I might find interesting. She sent me a recording of a distress signal she'd scraped from the Groundbreaker's comm array. Curious thing is, it came from an outpost called Roseway. And Auntie Cleo abandoned that place years ago.
ローズはなぜ放棄されたんだ。何らかの自動メッセージだったのかもしれないな。
Edna didn't seem to think so, and I trust the dear girl's judgment. Well, maybe not in men, but she knows her comms. So, like as not, someone's been down there recently. And if someone set up shop in Roseway, I'd wager they got something to hide.
企業の町が隠し事をしているならなぜ SOS を出すんだ。
Maybe whatever they're hiding went to heck, and now they need a few spare hands to clean up the mess. If you should find a secret worth selling, might be I could find a buyer. Corporate bigwigs will pay top bit for inside information on their competitors. The more we got the corps fighting each other, the less time they got to meddle in our affairs.
つまりあんたのために鍵回る人間が欲しいと。
My goodness, aren't you quick on the uptake? I like that. Should you find yourself responding to a certain distress call, and in so doing find yourself in possession of certain valuable corporate secrets, well, then we ought to have a chat over a pot of tea and my famous cookies.
何かを掴んだら立ち寄るようにするよ。
Law bless your atoms. Here's a copy of the SOS recording complete with the coordinates. Don't forget to come find old Gladys when you're done.
他にどんな仕事があるんだ。
Might want to acquaint yourself with Junlei Tennyson, Groundbreaker's chief. She's been trying to get a handle on this heat problem we've got. You'll find her fretting in engineering. I'd say she's a sweet girl, but law forfends someone call me a liar.
女の子。時間を割いてくれてありがとな。
Anytime, sweetheart. You know where to find me. Here, take a candy with you.
アメちゃんもらった。お？お？いいね。
Or has it been deader than usual around here?
Chief wants to reduce board traffic. Big tram freighters.
ここがロストホープか。
Seeking relief from the heat? Till June Lay gets those radiators fixed, I've got the next best thing.
政権内の商人は全てここを取る。何か変わった情報はないか。
Some big shot down in Byzantium's holding auditions for a new adventure serial. So yay, another 6 of those next season.
商品を見せて
Nothing
く
you
れ。
need and everything you want.
普通の。あ、変わった。おらんの。ん？要点のか。
I've seen you limping a bit. You all right, Mr. Vicker? Need us to slow down?
What are you implying? I am perfectly fit. My knee is just acting up.
There's no shame in being older, Mr. Vicker.
あ、じゃあなんかおかしなことになってる。
Captain and I'll take care of you.
I need neither your advice nor your pity, young lady.
おかしなことになってんで。ロストホープのカード。
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regular...
Oh.
You know that sound when you've snapped on an injector clip? That's how you know your weapon loves you back. I got a full line of weapon modifications I'd be happy to show you.
商品を見せてくれ。なんかあるかな。マグナ。高っ。攻撃速度が増加しました。近接武器か。一気に。
I was wondering what they do with their waste. I guess they just chuck it down here.
ロイバッカー。
How about I stay up top? You know, keep watch. Okay?
お？ リリア。
No one saw me trip over that, right?
No, なんかおる。ん？なんで前に出た？何も持ってない。マックス新婦の装備変えよう。ちょっとな。319？ 強くね？ 117。両手武器。319強えな。このままでいいか。防具は20。あれ今間違いで装備してる。ハッキングスキルか。体力。いや、どうしようかな。前か。
If you can hear me, please hurry. The toilets overflowed on me at least twice.
That was quick.
Thank you, stranger. Shit, ain't that a relief? You have no idea how good the air on Groundbreaker smells until you've been trapped in a tiny bathroom with an overflowing toilet. Thanks again, friend.
You're gonna shake me down after I was trapped in a shit-covered bathroom? Is that how it is?
素直に払うのか、それともその匂いにまみれたままそこで立っているのか。
Fine. Here's every bit I've got. That enough for you? Or do you want my shit-covered clothes as well?
ちょっと生意気な野郎とは脱がなくていい。
I will. I will preserve my dignity. No one can take that away from me.
何わざとこっち来やん。どうするわ。だねえな。
This is the simple truth. We are all molecular machines. The body is a collection of atoms. The mind is a consequence of chemical reactions.
どこだここ。
Therefore, our lives are predestined along a path that is only visible in retrospect. Life is fated. and unstoppable.
I don't know, Mr. Victor. That seems like quite a leap.
酒場の倉庫かな。お、外が。お、キーカード発見。ちょっとどこに繋がっとくかだけ見ようかな。やっぱ酒場の後ろや。お、めっちゃ落ちてる。あ、こっから上がってきたんか。登れない。ハッキング。公共端末をハッキング。ワイルドキャットグループ。メッセージを読もうと試みたことが記録されました。公共やし、誰が使ったとかわからんくね。
Are you listening to me, Emperor?
ん？ああ、出た。
Sorry about the heat. Chief Dennison will get the radiators fixed soon. Of course, this heat sure makes a zero-G brew extra refreshing. It's an ale that's good for what ails you. Oh, and it's not the best choice. It's Spacer's choice. Taste the freedom. A lot of slogans to keep track of. Sometimes I forget.
スペーサーズチョイスで働いてるのか？エッジオーダーに行ったことあるか？
Heard of it. My orientation Aether Wave showed that famous Saltuna cannery, which I'm sure smells as good as it looks.
それは期待しない方がいいぞ。
If you did, that'd be good, actually. They could use the help.
And if you do, please don't mention us.
I'd have to go over my contract, but I don't think I'm allowed to leave Groundbreaker. Or this stall. So, what can I get you? Some soap? Everyone loves soap.
声が疲れ切ってる
Everyone
も
will
ん。
love you for using it, too.
ここでは何を売ってるんだ？
Anything and everything. Whatever you want. We got it. And when you need a replacement, we got that too.
じゃあ商品を見せて。
Have a look.
カ 顔売ってるやん。確かにいろいろってるな。お？テスト&ゴーのキーカード。ここら辺もじゃがいもが取れそうな気がするな。
I know she's in there, Mfuru.
セーブしとこうかな。ここか。
Me out of there.
Please don't make a scene, Dr. Fenhill.
I am not making a scene.
誰
I'm
に
sorry. Am I causing a scene?
ことづけ頼まれたっけ？
See, Mfuru? We could have avoided all this unpleasantness if you just let me talk to Jesse in the first place. Let me get one thing straight. Jesse and I are not friends. I just owe her, okay? As for the rest, I'm trying to figure that out. All I know is that she's been here too long, and she's apparently not receiving visitors.
俺、待って、彼女のことが嫌いな彼女を調べているのか？
You say that like it's weird.
でもどうしてわざわざ？
Like I said, Jessie did me a favor, and now I owe her one. I just don't like to leave a debt unpaid, that's all.
俺ならジェシーのところに来るかも。
Be my guest. If you know something I don't about dealing with hospital bureaucracy, I'll be impressed.
Something I can help you with?
ジェシー通りに会いたいの
My
だ
other
が、
patients had so many inquiring after them. I'll tell you what I've told the others. The records say Miss Doyle checked herself in and requested I admit no visitors. The requests of our patients are paramount, so no, you may not see her.
記録によると、あんた彼女と直接話してないのか？
She's not my patient. I'm certain no one on my staff would falsify patient records, if that's what you're implying.
あんたから物資を買えるだろうか？備蓄がたくさんありそうだ。
Not without dispensation from Chief Junlei, I fear. Supplies are hard to come by out here.
どういう意味だ？
We don't have the ability to manufacture our own medical supplies here on Groundbreaker. Regrettably, we are dependent on the board for such mundane items as bandages and antibiotics, as well as more critical resources like adequately trained staff. We'd nearly signed a supply agreement with Anti-Cleos, but they demanded we only use their branded drugs, and that's simply not tenable.
ま
Take
た。
care.
あれ？あれ？サイドクエスト。ドクター・ワンダ・ドーセット。ここまでは入れるってことか。
Can't say I've seen you before. I take it you're a freighter captain? If you're here to better yourself, you'll have to wait. We're having a spot of trouble with our delivery service.
ウィーラーが荷物はしばらく到着しないだろうと言ってた。
He must be referring to Irion. I'm sure the fool's gotten himself into another scrape. I'm beginning to wonder if I'm ever gonna get my service mechanicals at this rate.
イリオンって。
Our delivery man. A brave idiot with a penchant for getting himself delayed. Sometimes by dates, usually by bandits.
探してくることもできるが。
I'd be grateful if you'd spare the time. We need his delivery soon as yesterday. Last he told me, he was taking a shortcut by Scylla, an asteroid in the Charybdis cluster. That's where I'd start, were I the adventuring type. You look out, though. The place is probably crawling with outlaws.
アウトロー。
You're sure this is perfectly safe? I'd rather not die early of an infectious disease myself.
Oh, Jesse.
You hull-headed quacks do know that restful recuperation requires not being disturbed, don't you?
エリーに頼まれた。
Why? Everything's fine. We're all fine here. No need for her to be worrying her pretty little head about me. I'm just terrible, dreadful sick is all. Got a cough that won't quit and sores all over my body. Highly, lethally contagious. But I'll be fine, so long as I'm left alone.
どうしようか。彼女が心配していたものすごく。
Criminy. She really ain't gonna drop this, is she? Alright, okay. We can discuss this like the level-headed folk that we are. Seems I've got to do something before Ellie goes jabbering my business to anyone with one ear and an intent to listen.
The truth is, I'm not sick. But if you repeat what I'm about to tell you to anyone, I will deny it with my dying breath. You, ain't with the board, are you? See, I owe them a lot. I might have missed a payment or two, and the other night I swear someone was following me back to my room. So I hold up here to lay low.
何をして困ったことになってるんだ?
What? No, I didn't do anything. I'm a law-abiding denizen of this ship, I swear.
本当のことを言わないならすぐここ出ていくよ。
You let a poor, ill woman get disappeared by the board? Awfully cold-blooded of you. Though I admire your backbone. All right, I'll fess this part up too, if it means you'll help me. I'm a thief. I specialize in particularly high-end and historically valuable items. 3 weeks back, I caught rumor that the blood-tier diamond, last worn by an heiress on the Lost Hope, had surfaced for the first time in 70 years. If I had, you think I'd be hiding out in the med bay? I was gonna steal it, lined up Udam as my buyer. He paid half up front to finance the operation. Let's just say things went sideways about the time I got my hands on the diamond, and it crumbled to stardust in my palm. Anywho, I barely made it out with my life, and nary a plan to make back Udam's deposit I'd spent. Udam Bedford's the board guy on the station. He'd know how I stand with them. If you can square things for me, I'd owe you one even bigger than Ellie owes me. Thanks for helping me with the board. You're a real pal. Or I guess I should say, Ellie is one, huh?
Saw something. Oh, what do you think you're doing? I don't want any trouble out of you.
危ね危ね。とりあえずレベル上げとくか。40まで。特殊技能、ネゴシエーター 20%。歩行速度上げるって言ったのか。よ。
Any word on Jesse?
気になるな。二人の間何があったんだっ
Let's just
け？
say she did me a favor and now I owe her. So, did you find her or what?
教えてくれないか。競技会に借りがあって誰かが彼女を追っているそうだ。俺が肩をつけるよ。
Good luck. The board's got an office on the promenade just before engineering. You can't miss it.
プロムナード。
Go back to Byzantium, you go. Full-plated bastards.
Yeah, no one wants you on Groundbreaker.
These stairs are yours property.
Ah, the board. Organized, efficient, competent. Well, mostly.
For the following story.
I think everything in here is worth more than I made in my whole life.
Scheduled to air soon, but a
What's
scandal
the
has rocked the league and
Ah, yes. Wheeler messaged me you were coming. You must be the captain of the Unreliable, a vessel that used to be helmed by one Alex Hawthorne. And you are not he. Has something happened to my favorite scruffy freelancer?
アレクスは死んだよ。
Oh no, this is terrible. My dear friend, what devilry is this? In whose miserable fever dream am I trapped?
残念なことになったな。
Oh, Alex. There were so many arguments we'd yet to have.
彼とはどういう関係だったんだ？
He was my dearest friend. My only friend. You have his ship, you must know. That picture of us on the promenade, me hugging him, him wincing. I keep a copy beside my bed. Did he?
そのなんだ、もちろん置いてた。
That's just like him. Such a sentimental man. Tell me, how did he die?
どうしようかな。獰猛な野犬に生きたまま壊れたよ。
How dreadful. That was always Alex's greatest fear, you know. Devoured by those fiends. Becoming one with their droppings.
改めてお悔やみを言うよう。懸案事項に話を戻していいか？
Right. You're going important places, I'm sure. Big, exciting, important places. There, I've removed the flag from your ship.
Oh.
I'm terribly sorry for the inconvenience. However, before you go, Alex promised to tell me the location of Phineas Wells. I'm sure you've seen his wanted posters all over the colony. Did Alex tell you where Wells might be? Anything at all?
被害はなぜウィルズを気にしているんだ？
You haven't read the posters? He's a terrorist, a thief, a madman. It's really in the colony's best interest that we stop him before he does further harm.
どうして俺がウィルズについて何か知ってると思ったんだ？
Well, Alex knew, or he said he did. And you have his ship. Maybe he kept some records around, or a conveniently placed note on his bedside table.
アレックスはフィニアス・ウィルズのことなど何も言わなかった。
Well, that's just terrible news. Law, what am I going to do now? The board will have my head. Oh, I'm sorry. This is terribly unprofessional of me. Is there anything else I might help you with?
競技以外に首をって言って何の話だ？
It's personal business, I'm afraid. Miserably, terribly personal.
もったいぶった態度はよせ、ベッドボード。
I don't intend to be. It's just a matter of trust.
あんたの信頼を得るにはどうしたらいい？
Information on the whereabouts of Phineas Wells would go a long way. It's, well, it's my white whale, I suppose.
ウィルズがどこにいるか教えられない。
It's fine. Really, it's perfectly fine. I understand. Now, if you've nothing else, please see yourself out. I'd like to drown myself in work.
セーブして、ジェシー。
How do you do? Ah, how might I assist you?
シー・ドイルの件できた。彼女の席を生産したい。
Miss Doyle owes the board a significant sum. Alas, the only collateral she has is her organs. Compulsory donation is quite legal in such cases.
彼女は生きていた方が有益な存在だ。航行契約を結ばせればいいだろう。
That's not unreasonable.
I guess it's better than losing your organs, but I don't know, Captain. It just doesn't seem right.
Miss Doyle is deeply in debt, and the board has every right to do whatever they like to recoup that debt. What guarantee do I have that she'll agree to the terms you negotiate?
俺の見る限り彼女に選択の余地はない。
I quite concur. It's refreshing to deal with someone practical for a change. I will recall my collection agent. Tell Miss Doyle to report to me promptly for her first assignment. Now, is there anything else you need, or can I return to my work?
もう行くよ。この選択はダメなのか？
Wish I could say it was good to see you, Ellie. At least you finally got your chance to square our debt. That ought to make you smile for once, huh?
Nothing makes me happier than being even. Except being right. That's nice too. The good news came through the wireless. Looks like you paid my debt to Jesse. I guess that means I owe you now, right? Tell you what, I'm a little short on bits at the moment, but I'm a decent scrapper and a better than average sawbones. If you're looking for a medic, I can work my debt off.
俺が自身を助けたからっていうだけで俺のために働くということ。
If I'm being honest, and I prefer not to, I was about ready to pick up another contract anyway, and you settled this in a pretty tidy fashion, which tells me you're competent. But we can say I'm repaying the favor if you prefer that version.
とにかくジェシーはお前のために何をしたんだ。
She helped me win a bet.
賭けって
We were on a smuggling run planetside when our point man bet me I couldn't outrun a mantisaur.
それで
And as you can probably guess, the thing was faster than it looked. Probably would have caught me if Jesse hadn't picked it off.
ああ。じゃあ彼女がお前の命を救ったわけか。
Yeah, but the important thing is I won the bet.
うん。お前を歓迎しよう、エリー。
You won't be sorry. Though it looks like you've got a full roster already. Time to play favorites, Captain.
マックス牧師、後で俺も船に戻る
Dr.
よ。
Fenhill, glad you opted to join us. It'll be good to have a Sawbones on the crew.
Got my sights on you.
Something on your mind?
ウエストは、裏ですからステラベイ。あ、テニソンか。準備ね。
C&P chicken and potatoes. At C&P, we know our C&P.
スプラットソーセージ販売機奥にあるのか。え
If you're hungry, you've come to the right place. I've got a fresh ground batch of Spratwurst cooking. They're terror fried to lock in the juices. How about a grinder's dozen?
そもそもスプラットソーセージってなんだ
You know what sprats are? Space rats. The laboratories of Spacer's Choice found a use for this limitless frontier resource. Sprat meat is plenty tasty when properly prepared. We grind them up in sausages, then terror fry them in their own juices.
テラフライドってどういう意
Terror
味だ
frying is a Spacer's Choice brand secret. A mix of 13 herbs and spices, plus a dash of modern chemistry.
ワーストソーセージみたいなのか。よく見かけるが。
Absolutely not. Spratwurst and all related terms are registered trademarks of Spacer's Choice. Boar, the other meat, is a registered trademark of C&P. Everyone knows our company and theirs are nothing alike.
話したかったのこのくらいだ。
Just as well. Near about time for me to go check on the trap. I mean, to unload another crate of farm fresh sprats.
うん。
Fresh from the grinder, any hour.
水と肉か。バイクの武器庫。
You look like someone who's taken their share of cuts and bruises. Need some armor? Maybe it's a bit secondhand, but that's only a testament to its durability. We also have a line of specialized melee weapons. For those times you have to repel boarders but don't want to risk a bullet through the hull.
お前もスペーサーなの
Not me, but it's in my blood. After the crossing, my family worked Eridanos, indentured to the corporations.
スペーサーってなんだ
I was born into corporate labor, but I'm the first one of my family to buy my way out. That's why I settled on Groundbreaker. It's the last bastion of freedom.
商品を見せてくれ。両手武器。390。割引 0%？26。ゼルス、ブロック。ブロックってどうするんだ？N。ああ、N 線か。プレイおばさん。
Hearty greeting, potential customer. Welcome to Auntie's Kitchen, a home-style consumable protein dispensary. May this unit dispense proteins for your ingestion. Beginning dispensing sequence. Please unblock all relevant facial protein ingestion tubes.
パイプパッチ。うわ。
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled.
Hotter than usual in here. Hope we're not catching Junlei on a bad day.
知り合い？
I could spend all day in here and not have looked at half the best stuff.
It's all pretty worn though.
Junlei Tennyson. I'm captain around here, but chief to my friends. Hope you don't mind the formal introduction. Groundbreaker doesn't see many visitors.
Katoratosuだ。いい環境じゃないか、所長さん。
No, it isn't. It's a mess. But it's my mess, so I'll take the compliment. Just so we understand each other, I'm the final word on the ship. The Mardits, the crew, the engineers, their family. I hope there won't be any problems while you're visiting.
あんたが平和を保てるように手伝えることは何でもするよ。
Good. Don't go making trouble, and chances are you won't find any. That's how I like it here. So what brings you to Groundbreaker? I'm curious, even though 9 times out of 10 the answer's just passing through.
船の没収が解除されたからモナークへ向かって堂々と言えるな。
Interesting. The powers that be paint an ugly picture of Monarch. Critters and such. Maybe someone in the promenade can get you the right weapon for the job. We see a lot of the same faces coming and going. Most of them board spies and corporate sprats. Makes it hard to trust outsiders. You seem different, so welcome aboard. Dr. Fenho, I hope you've reconsidered my offer to stay on full-time. My crew are never short on dents and bruises.
I'm trying to live a more balanced life. Gun in one hand, scalpel in the other.
I already knew it'd be easier to teach an automech heart surgery than to change your mind. Fair travels, Ellie.
2人は知り合いか？
Groundbreaker's a small town in a big ship, and anyone who spends any time here gets to know Junlei.
We don't see a lot of competent surgeons on Groundbreaker. Dr. Fenhill is my on-again, off-again freelancer. I take it she'll be joining your crew full-time?
I don't like to put a label on things. Let's keep it casual.
If you ever decide to settle down, there's a home for you on Groundbreaker.
Parvati, Junlei と話したがっていただろう。ほら。
What? I didn't think you just...
Parvati, is it? That's a lovely name. What can I do for you?
I was just thinking, I haven't got much experience working with actual, real spaceships, Miss Junlei. Chief Junlei.
Junlei is fine.
Okay. Since you run a whole space station, I was wondering if, well, maybe you could teach me some things. I could message you later, maybe?
I'd be happy to make the time, Parvati. You can ask me anything.
アルバティ1対1で情報交換したいときは遠慮なく休みを申請してくれ。
Right. In person. Sure thing, Captain. Wow, great. I'll do that then. Messages. Later. Oh, your name's pretty too. I should have said sorry. I like it. Honest. Sorry.
ありがとう、巡礼。他にも聞きたいことがあ
Not
る
a
んだ。
problem, Captain. Ask away.
あまり評議会を信用してないみ
You're
たい
right.
だな。
I don't. The board is after two things, bits and power, and they only get it by sticking their nose where it doesn't belong.
ユードン・ベッドフォードはあまり好きじゃないんだな。
I like to think of myself as a nice person, but if that gaudy embassy of his was on fire, I might hold my breath a moment before activating the sprinkler system.
うん。
The board wants control over Groundbreaker, and leeches like Udon Bedford will do anything to please their corporate masters.
どうやって評議会と安全な距離を保っているん
I
だな。
placate them when I have something to offer, but I can also be a real hard-ass. It'd be a joy if I could kick out the corporate merchants and reclaim the docking fees in my lifetime. Too much of Groundbreaker's income is flowing in the wrong direction. I'd like to see that change.
うん。結構嫌いだな、評議会のこ
You've
と。
got my attention.
熱処理の問題を抱えていると聞いたんだが何があったの？
Groundbreaker's radiators need replacement parts. They're dumping superheated air into my ship.
どうしてまだ治ってないんだ？
Only the board has access to new parts, and I won't let them swindle me into a corner.
妥協の余地はないのか？
None. Every time I give in to the board, Groundbreaker loses its freedom. Soon there won't be anything left. I can't allow that. The board isn't helping and my resources are spread thin. If I don't get those radiators back online, Groundbreaker, everyone on board, will be cooked alive.
解決するには委託業者が必要になるはずだ。俺ならお手頃価格で雇えるぞ。
Reasonable, huh? That's the best news I've heard all day. According to my grandmother's old schematics, the parts we need should be in the back bays.
うん、バックベイ、そこは誰でも知っている場所なのか。
Sorry, I forget not everyone knows this ship like I do. The back bays are on a lower deck, long abandoned and a haven for miscreants now.
バックベイから必要な部品を取ってきてやる。
Good. Once you've obtained the parts, we can proceed to the next phase of repairs.
お、レベル上がった。こんなに経験値稼いでたんか。
Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story.
ハッキングを40にして、残り3。3スロット。あ、改良費。マイナス 50% 強くね？技術を上げようかな。そうか、レベル上げんと。オートマグピストル。マグか。
And now for a special word from...
暖かい宇宙船という幸福。え？あ、ここか。セーブセーブ。お、マクレット船長。
Hey, McRed, were you expecting any company? A neighbor from above approaches our realm. Back away now, or you'll parley with the king.
No sudden movements. This guy's crazy, even by my standards.
Everyone all right?
ロボ恐怖症。器用度知覚気象。ロボット恐怖症は嫌だな。モンタグ。火炎放射器。21。ハイカーブ。エリーに装備しようか。21。あれ、盗むマーク出てた今。
Smells kind of like old Bess's outflow pipes.
敵がいるのか。いるやん。回復してロボット多いな。うわ仲間邪魔でいけない。ライブギブレード。 懐中時計。
It's so cozy.
どういうこと？エネルギーが。ん？血。なんか電気通ってんな。おの。高級ストリートウェア。おの。ああ、こっちの方が微妙にいいのか。総豆腐いらんの？リボルバー。ウォルターピストル。
This place is falling apart.
Can't spell groundbreaker without broken. Oh, wait. What was that?
Incoming! That was a nice warm-up.
Here we go.
これ味方に当たってる？もしかして。なんか下におるの。
Eli's gonna be pleased as pie when we show her these.
チキピックいいね。なんかおるよな。ここはいけるのか？あ、いけた。なんだ？
get branded when they join McRed's crew?
Here we go!
Take him down! Don't fuck with us!
こんな瞬コロ撮ってなかったか。
Like worms in their shrooms.
We're doing this!
You're dead!
Here goes nothing! Practice them, Great.
仲間が強い。ハンティングライライフポイント、コンパス。若手金額者のロゴ。あ、じゃあマッシュルーム。
Down they go!
なんもない。プラズマカッター。え、またおる。
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly.
You've
待っ
returned,
て聞い
and
た
in
よ
one。piece. Color me impressed.
ラジエーターの部品を手に入れたぞ。次はどうする？
Good work. I'll take those. I need you to head through the large door at the far end of engineering. Take the elevator down into the machinery shaft. There's a terminal in the back. Activate it when I call over the ship's PA. And bring weapons. There's a slight mantipillar infestation.
Don't worry, Miss Junlei. We'll be super gentle with the ship. You don't got a thing to worry about. I mean, aside from fires and such.
I'm genuinely heartened to hear that. Thank you.
Save. わっさわっさわっさわっさいいよけど。来た。当たんね。 到着確認。注意。最初に降りる。ん？カサカサ聞こえるな。チキピック。向こう側は、え？何？
Good news? Song tells me the security mechanicals booted up and killed a bunch of mantis. Bad news. Diagnostic says their circuit boards are fused from the heat, so they're not too picky about who they kill
なん
next.
か、こんな気はした。
Sneak past if you can. Shoot back if you need to. I can always fix them later.
Processing data.
いやいや、見つかってるやん。無視できるなら無視してとか言いながらめっちゃおるやん。めっちゃ食らう。怖い怖い。
Unable target located.
よいしょ。
That's the terminal. I have the parts in position on my side. Go ahead and cycle the droplet pumps. And if you don't know what that means, just look for a command that says cycle droplet pumps.
So その場所に。
Done. The temperatures are dropping. Stop by once you found your way out of there. Groundbreaker owes you thanks.
帰ってってことかな。
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story.
おっと。
Teach me that.
パークビル。 言うほどもない気がするな。お、危な。
My boards are returning to green. What a weight that is off my shoulders. I don't normally tolerate outsiders mucking about in my station's guts, but you're all right. The temperature should be dropping as we speak. I'll see to it the crew knows who kept us all from boiling alive. If you've got time, I believe Edna has a comms issue that could use your attention. I've also authorized Doc and Furu to sell you our premium meds.
Oh. Level up. グラウンドブレーカーから賛同的になりました。いいね。何上げてたっけ？医療かな。うん。これを40。特殊技能で、ここ必要。どうしようかな。防御率アップ。これでいいか。エリー。与えるダメージ増加か。防御率。ちょっと硬くしたいよな。味方も、自分も。あんたか。
You aiming to send a message? If so, we best do it now while we still got time. And no, Ellie, that offer does not extend to you broadcasting another of your crude jokes.
Hey, that's a real planet, and no one's seen it in a long time.
Damn it, Ellie, I don't have time for your shenanigans. Anyway, like I was saying, you aiming to send a message, you better be quick.
This is the Ground Breaker でのあんたの仕事なのか、メッセージの中継が
Well, yeah. The comm center routes all messages within, to, and from the Groundbreaker. We also switchboard most of the message traffic throughout the Halcyon system. Of course, we're about to go dead, so I may be reappropriated to Architect Knows Where doing Law Knows What soon enough.
なぜ通信機能が失われてしまうんだ
Our primary relay station's soon to be occluded by a gas giant. Happens every 40 years or thereabouts. The event's forecasted to last for months, during which we'll lose signal to the station.
That'll put the whole system in a right dire situation.
We've got backup auxiliary relays, but the one currently in orbital range went offline some months ago. We can't spare people for routine maintenance.
今のうちに補助施設をオンラインに戻した方が良さそうだな。
Yeah, I'm working on it. I finally got the chief to approve the budget for a diagnostic expedition. But allocating the personnel loss for sending a technical team to the relay station keeps getting denied by Junlei. The chief.
俺が中継機を見てこようか。それなら公的な収入がなくてもできるだろう。
I should say no, but why not? Maybe you can figure out why it's offline. I'll send you with an equipment manual. Hopefully we'll get lucky, or I'll get my approval in time.
Hope you don't mind if I borrow that manual when you're done with it, Captain. I could do with some leisure reading.
Oh, and I'll need you to retrieve a copy of the relay's backup data. I gotta forward any messages from Earth stored in the memory. Better late than never, eh? The relay stations orbit the edge of the Halcyon system, so they tend to receive the majority of any transmissions from Earth. I'm sure the station's got a stack of junk messages just waiting for me to sort through.
地球からのメッセージを軌道上の中継機のメモリに放置してるのか。
It's not like they're in high demand. Most tend to be adverts on new products, meaning only folks in Byzantium can afford them.
もう行くよ。セーブして。
How goes the hunt? I've been ruminating on it, and I decided, if you ain't killed McRed yet, I want you to hurt him a little before you do. Nothing excessive, mind you, but the scoundrel deserves a light beating at least before he kicks off.
破壊させて悪いが、俺は人道的な殺し方しかしない。ほら、マグレットのライターだ。
A shame, but I won't hold it against you.
獅子がパラパラになってたけどな。
ランチャーだから。I'll call it justice served. Here's the bounty payout. Nice work down there. With any luck, we can hire more sharp-eyed bounty hunters like you in the future.
おい、どうやって中に入った？
What can Groundbreaker Security do for you today?
どうしても奥に入りたいんだが。
But this area is off limits. I told you. You have done a lot for us, Captain. I'll talk to the Commandant about scheduling a thank you tour for you. Maybe check back in a few days.
頼むより随分いろいろとやってやった。マッチってなぜなんだ？
All right, I guess. In and out, though. Just try not to do any shady stuff. I'd like to keep my job.
やったぜ。お、へえ。牢屋とか、こっちか。押収物、改造ピース、この金属製のはロザリオクイの変わってる。
I'll keep it down. You got nimble fingers, Captain.
なんだこれ。持ちきピックいいね。シャウト。プラズマライフルいいね。大変信奉者のロザリ
オ。What do you?
やべ。
I'll pretend this never happened.
いたのか。うわ。もう行こう。ここで今やれることはほぼほぼ 終わったってことでいいのか？あり、フィリックス。荷物。
Fancy running into you again. Don't mind me. It's just admiring your ship from up close. Gotta hand it to you, boss.
荷物
It's a
持
fine
っ
looking
て。
ship. Only thing it's missing is me.
知り合って間もないのにそんなに俺に雇われたいのか？
Yes, I absolutely am. Just give me a shot. That's all I'm asking. I could be the best damn crew you ever hired.
話はもう十分とお前を歌お
Wow. You don't know how long I've been waiting to hear that.
う。どれだけって一
Thanks,
瞬だ。
boss. You're not gonna regret this.
船で会おう、フィリックス。
I'll just gather my personals and meet you on board. This is gonna be great.
Well, this'll be interesting, huh?
I believe I hear Felix and Parvati discussing the latest Aetherwave serial.
プープ。はい。ちょうどいいかな。一段落したから、今日はこの辺りで終わろうと思います。よかったらチャンネル登録、Twitter のフォローよろしくお願いします。それでは次の配信でまた会いましょう。それでは。